Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Joy of Sticks. Stickhead here with your Atari ST gaming channel. Today we play Super Sprint. It's episode 2 in the new series here on the channel called Conversion Capers, where basically I take my favourite ST games and have a look at what they're like on other systems. So we need to start right here on the ST version. Now, before we dive in with some gameplay, a little sneak preview and a cheeky plug, if you don't mind. Hang on a second. There we go. So I've started a Substack. Basically, I'm paying for hosting of a website, and I don't need to pay for it because there's free things online. So I've decided to set up this Substack instead. It's pretty much at the minute just a copy of my website, but there will be more, because the good thing about Substack is that people can subscribe to it, and then you can create newsletters that get sent out to the people who have subscribed. So if you head over and have a look, you won't see very much there at the moment, but if you subscribe, then weekly or monthly, I'm not sure, haven't decided yet which one, but regularly, you'll get some Atari ST writing, content, stuff sent to your emails. And of course, you can always visit the Substack page here to have a look. So check in the comments description box thing down below, and you'll see a link to that. So head over, subscribe, and some fabulous ST content. Fabulous ST content to come soon. Anyway, back to the important things. Now, the important things. What are the important things? Well, the important things are Atari ST video games, obviously, and this Super Sprint was one of my absolute favourites. It's one of the first ST games that I played. I remember going to my friend's house. He was having a party. There was lots of people there. Some of them brought their own STs. There were like 3 or 4 STs in the living room, I think, and one of them had Super Sprint playing, and we played 3-player Super Sprint, which, you know, to my young eyes, this was arcade quality. I was used to the Amstrad CPC at this point, so I was amazed by the quality of this conversion, but also the fact that we had 3 people playing at the same time just seemed utterly incredible. Now, because I was the youngest there, of course, I was confined to the keys, hunched over on the floor, ZX and Shift, playing as the blue car. But yeah, still just incredible that you could play 3 players on a home video game. I was amazed by that. So let's dive in. Let's just give it a go. A little reminder of what it's like. Now, the last episode I did of this was IK Plus, and you'll see in the description a link to that if you want to watch me play IK Plus on lots of different systems. But yeah, the problem with IK Plus was that I was playing it. I've got auto fire on again. That I was playing it and didn't want to stop playing it. It was supposed to be just a quick look before I then went to the other systems. Now, that's kind of the problem when you're playing your absolute favourite games, isn't it? It's quite hard to stop sometimes. I'd imagine this is going to be the same as well. I might have to exercise some discipline. But yeah, here we go. This is the ST version of Super Sprint, and it's just a magnificent conversion. Now, the arcade original had this amazing high-res cabinet with multiple steering wheels. Was it three steering wheels across the front of it? Free spinning steering wheels at that. So, you know, almost impossible to translate that to the home. Really, I mean, I know these days people do tend to have steering wheels, or some people, but those are not free spinning steering wheels. So yeah, it's one of those arcade games that really shouldn't have made an excellent conversion, but somehow Electric Dreams here, hang on, Electric Dreams with the publisher, it was, just checking my notes, state of the art that actually developed this version, and they've just done an absolutely bang up job. Now obviously these overhead driving games live and die on the physics of the car and how the car feels, how it handles corners, and stuff like that, and they've absolutely nailed it. It's so good. Yeah, and I would say this is probably the best way to play Super Sprint at home, because obviously it's very easy to emulate the arcade cabinet now with MAME, but MAME emulates the arcade, and the arcade is supposed to be played with a free spinning steering wheel. Now I doubt very many people have got those at home, so people playing it on a joypad or whatever, it's not going to work, is it? Whereas this game is coded from the ground up to be played on the joystick, and the way the cars control on said joystick is just gorgeous. It's so much fun, so much fun. In fact, it was so much fun, we're probably not going to get to the level that I want to show you, but there's one of the levels, is it track 8 I believe, not that the tracks are played in order, but yeah, track 8, you can ram the drone cars, they're called, the computer control cars, into the wall, and they just continually crash and crash and crash, and don't respawn properly. So when I was playing this as a kid, me and my cousin, we used to ram them into the wall and then just play on that track for ages and ages. It seemed like hours. We just make our own games, like racing to the spanners to see who can pick them up first, or playing games of TIG where you crash into or knock into your opponent in order to tag them. It was just tons of fun, and I think that's such a testament to how brilliant the game is. We didn't need to race, it was just fun to control the cars and razz around the track. In fact, I might just have to play through all of the tracks once. I'm going to argue with I'm going to justify myself by saying it's worth it to see all the tracks that are on this version, because as far as I know, it's accurate to the arcade. So all the tracks that you see here are from the arcade, and I think they're played in the same order, even though if you notice it says the track number bottom left. In this and the arcade version, I don't think they play through in the correct order, as in number order, but I believe they've got both the number and the actual order of the tracks correct on this conversion. Whereas we'll see with some of the other versions it's not quite the same. But I mean, this game is just a nostalgia trip for me. From it, it's just everything, even like the sounds of these little ditties after every race, to the revs. I was about to say to the revs that you hear. You don't hear revs for some reason. But yeah, just the whole package, amazing. Yeah, for example, here, this is track 2, numerically, but it's definitely not the second track that we're racing. And talking about how the car handles, the actual physics of the car, I used to love it so much that I would just not upgrade the car at all. So in Super Sprint, when you get 4 spanners, you can upgrade your car. But I always used to refuse to upgrade it and just use the score boost instead, just to keep the car completely vanilla, so it would always handle in exactly the same way. Now, the problem with that is the way that Super Sprint deals with difficulty is that the drone cars, the CPU controlled cars, will slowly get faster and faster. And reach a point where you can't compete with them anymore. Even if you race perfectly, you're not fast enough to keep up with them. So you have to update and upgrade your car if you want to keep up. But yeah, as you upgrade your car, it definitely starts to feel very different and affects the handling. Like right now I've got increased speed and increased acceleration, but I have not increased the traction, so it feels very different. And yeah, I just want to get to the one track to show you what I was talking about with the little cheat that we used to use to destroy the drone cars. Is it the next track? I think it might be. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, here we go. So basically I'm just going to sit here and wait for the drone cars to come round. And when they eventually do, they will bounce off the bonnet of my car and into the wall. Now, normally when a car crashes and explodes, a helicopter comes and replaces them. But for some reason, if you knock the drone cars into specifically this part of the track, on this track, the helicopter must replace them inside the wall or something. So they just continually crash, and that just leaves you to go around, collect as many spanners as you like, accrue as many points as you like, but also, you know, play silly mini games with your cousin if you like. But interestingly, if the player crashes into the same section, they do get respawned. So I'm not sure what's going on there in terms of the code, but still. Anyway, that's the ST version. What I'm going to do now is get the Mister hooked up, and we'll start having a look at some other conversions and seeing what they're like. Okay, so here we are with the Commodore 64 version, also published by Electric Dreams, but this time, as is the case with all of the 8-bit micros, it was developed by Catalyst coders rather than state of the art. So it could be quite different. I mean, with IK Plus, the Commodore 64 version was also done by Archie McLean, which meant it was nearly identical gameplay wise. But we shall see. Okay, here we go. Okay, number of players. Is this working now? I seem to remember before there was an issue with the swapping of the joysticks. Let's... here we go. Okay. So we want one player. Oh, that's cool. Little animation of the thumbs up. I like it. You can select tracks like you can in the ST version. Okay. But there's only 4. Does that mean there's only 4 tracks in the game? Could do, couldn't it? We shall find out. Well, first of all, we are going clockwise. Okay. That's freaked me out. Why are we going clockwise? That's so weird. And we've got music while the game plays, which is different. Oh, the collisions feel awful. Now, the driving of the car, it definitely feels different. There's no kind of drifting. I mean, on the ST version, it's a bit grand to call it drifting, but if you let go of the accelerator before you steer, you slide into the corners, which has a really nice feel to it. That doesn't happen here. You just slow down. Yeah, probably not the best use of the SID chip. I mean, the SID chip is capable of some amazing music, but not so much here. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we get track select again. We can see here that I've beaten the first track. So now we're on to the jump. Okay, we're heading around this track in the same direction as the ST. Ooh. Oh my word. Oh, where am I? I exploded. Okay, so the helicopter's in this version as well. I don't like the collisions. It's really unpredictable when you hit the barriers. Oh my word. It seems a lot easier to explode as well. Yeah, but I could be racing quite well, but then one collision just... just like that, one little collision and you've lost so many seconds off your time. And yeah, colliding under the jump is really bad. An instant explosion. I'm out, I think. Is that it? Does it work the same way as the ST? If the drone car beats you, you're out. Also to note, there's only 3 cars on the track here. No green car. Just a yellow, red and blue. Yep, that's me out. Gosh. Okay, I'm going to have another go, because I want to see if I can do this jump. Oh no, I've picked 2-player. In my head I was trying to pick the second track. Oh, that's cheating, isn't it? Oh. 1-on-1 or super sprint. Can I press escape and quit back? Okay, let's do super sprint. So I guess it's just a head-to-head between 2 players, or you can play the arcade mode where you've got to beat the drone car. Okay, here we go. Whoa, okay, so yeah, the jump. The helicopter is very forgiving after the jump, I must say. I was expecting it to be put back before the jump. Oh, it's so much easier to explode in this version. Alright, so when you do the jump on this version, you basically want to be heading perfectly flat. Heading straight to the left. Alright, oh, whoa! I've got, where am I? I have no idea what was going on there. Which part of the track was I actually on? Oh, yes, crashing is so punishing. I mean, I know it sounds obvious to say don't crash, but in the ST version you can kind of just... That corner is getting me every time. Oh, I've lost again. Oh my days. Alright, it's a lot harder than the ST version because of how punishing the collisions are. Right, I'm going to have one more go. I've not even made it on the high score table. For shame. Okay, remember to pick 1 player this time. And we're going, come on, we're going to do this track. For sure this time. So, basically, I think I've just got to be a bit more careful. Oh, he says. Oh, mind you, I got a bit of a shortcut by exploding there. That's more... I'm sorry, what? I have no idea what happened there. Oh, that corner is the worst, isn't it? Okay, that's the corner where I want to be really careful, I think. I think in this version it pays to actually slow down for the corners. Because collisions are just so punishing. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just take it really carefully on the corners, and it's so much easier. Fair enough. Alright, let's see these other tracks then. I wonder what happens when you get a blue flag on every track. We might need to try that. Oh, here we go. I want traction actually. Let's try not to try and avoid those edges of the track, please. Alright, nice to see this version has the gates. Oh no, what? Oh dear. Alright, come on, focus in now. Okay, nice to see the whirlwind is in. Oh, punished by the gate there. See, normally, I keep saying normally when I'm comparing these versions. If you hear me say normally and not check myself, I mean the ST version. But on the ST version, if you hit the gate, you just kind of bounce and stay there as long as you don't hit it too hard. But on this version, it's punishing. I mean, I don't know what happened there. It just kind of put me in a completely different place on the track for some reason. The whirlwind is interesting as well. Oh, I just lost out. Oh, it's so close. The whirlwind is interesting as well because you can actually steer while being span around, which is a bit weird, but quite cool. Quite cool. All right, so we're out again. this is so much harder than the ST version. But decent, I will say. It is decent. I mean, you know, it's a bit of a come down after the IK Plus episode, where every version was pretty much the same, especially in terms of gameplay. We definitely don't have that luxury here. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, the driving physics kind of seem to have fallen down a little bit, because you got to take that as at a crawl. I didn't do this level on the ST, did I? We didn't see it. On the ST, you can really whip your car around these corners, these kind of circles here, almost complete circles, aren't they? Oh yeah. You can just whip the car around those almost complete turns, and it feels amazing. But not here, not here. Okay, so it's a serviceable game, and I can imagine it being lots of fun in that head-to-head mode. Get rid of the drone cars. The increased difficulty doesn't really matter, it's just you racing with a friend. And most of the game seems to be here, but only 4 tracks and only 3 cars. But that's, you know, that's an okay compromise. But the problem is the collisions with the side of the track are so punishing. So punishing. It kind of reduces the fun. Alright, let's try another version, shall we? Let's try... What's up next? We'll go with the Spectrum version next. Nice to see the loading screen is intact. Not quite the same as the ST one, but still really good. Okay, here we go. Number of players 1. Player 1 is on a Kempston. Player 2 is, doesn't matter, and 4. Okay, now we've got, I was about to say all of the tracks, are they all the same? No, some of them are a little bit different, interestingly so. Oh, okay. We've got 2 blue cars. Which one am I? Okay, I'm the blue car. Once the attribute clash is out of the way. Okay, collisions seem better already than the C64 version of the game. Still got no kind of drifting or slipping or skidding around the corners. Alright, that collision was less predictable, unfortunately. And we've no music this time, we've got sound effects instead. But it does just sound like a bit of a fart in the background. I am playing on a 128K Spectrum here, but doesn't seem to be playing any 128K music. Now that might be due to how I've set it up. I might have accidentally played a 48K only tape image here on the, I don't know. What are we doing? Let's do acceleration. But yeah, the attribute clash there isn't particularly helpful, is it? But still, you know, it's nice and colourful. Yeah, I guessed it'd be the same as the Commodore. But interestingly, the layout of the track here is different, isn't it? We're going around it in the opposite direction. And there's some extra corners here. Now the collisions with the side of the track aren't as punishing as they are on the Commodore, but they are still way more punishing than the ST, to the point where you do just want to drive a little bit more carefully. Now when I say those collisions are punishing, it's not just that they're more punishing, it's that they're just unpredictable. You're not quite sure which way you're going to end up bouncing off, or if you're going to stay still or facing completely the wrong direction. Okay, this track looks pretty much the same. Nice. And the oil slick sends you spinning as it should. Let's see if I can get hit by the whirlwind. Yeah, collision detection in that corner. There's a problem. I think we've discovered a problem. I'm completely and utterly stuck. Well, I guess that's it for this run through. Unless the whirlwind might come and rescue me. Come on, whirlwind. It's coming, it's coming. Go on, go on. Oh, just missed. Alright, we'll wait for the drone cars to complete. Hopefully it's this lap. Oh, we'll wait for another lap then. Interestingly, the drone cars don't use the shortcut. They seemed so slow, but they were right behind me, weren't they? Alright, so we're out. What we got on the score table? Nice. Alright, 4, start game. Okay, let's try a track that we haven't played yet. Now, this is a rather simplified version of the track you see on the ST and the arcade. Look at those collisions. I'm guessing it's a limitation of the resolution that's caused them to go for this one. Oh yeah, I get hit by the whirlwind, but nobody else does. Amazing. And again. Oh, the collisions are really punishing. Yeah, this is one of my favourite tracks on the ST because of how those corners kind of but fold in amongst themselves a little bit, which you can really use the game's driving physics to great effect to zip around the corners. It feels really, really cool. Yeah, I pulled a face there because I just seemed to stop for some reason. Just momentarily hitch. But there's another win. Alright, we'll play through each of the tracks and then we'll go to the next version. This track seems pretty much intact. I wonder if the gates behave in the same way. Similarly, at least. On the ST, you can go through every gate on the first lap, and then the general rule from there on is if the gate on gate 2 or 3 is open, then go for it, but don't wait. The first gate is the only gate worth waiting for because of how frequently it opens. The other gates are too slow. If you wait, you end up losing tons of time. Oh, the gates were not on my side there, were they? Nice. Okay. And this track is different as well, isn't it? It's missing the top section. So on the ST and the arcade, the top section has like a U shape where oh, I did it again, just like a sudden stop, where there's a little shortcut that you can jump through. I'm not sure if I played it. I play so much of the ST version of this game on autopilot. I can't remember what I showed you, what I actually played, but I got a feeling we didn't see that. Oh. Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, the enemy cars are right on top of us, aren't they? I think I've figured out what's weird about the collisions here as well. It's if you hit the wall, it's like your car still has all of its forward momentum and it's slowly, all of that momentum drops off. So you still keep hitting the wall, even if you let go of the fire button. Okay, and this is nearly the same. We've got a loop the loop. Whoa. like the original, but then this section is quite different. There's no bridge to go under there. I mean, the fact that the loop is here makes me wonder why the loop with the bridge isn't. Is it just a design choice or a limitation? I mean, that's it now, isn't it? I think that's it. I think I've lost this race now. Again, difficulty so much higher here on the Spectrum version. The ST version really is quite forgiving. You can have a number of collisions and still qualify, still beat the drones. Is that all of the tracks? That's all of the tracks, I think. Alright, so that's the Spectrum version. Now, I was quite impressed by that. The control is nice and tight. It's very responsive. The physics are nice and consistent. Collisions are still a bit too punishing and unpredictable, but not as bad as the Commodore 64. Yeah, I liked it, but again, a little bit too hard. A little bit too hard. Okay, what version next? Let's go for the... hang on a second. Let's go for the Amstrad, shall we, next? Okay, again, you can see here that this is by Catalyst Coders again. We only want one player, please. Let's go. Seems quite similar to the Spectrum version so far. We've got all the tracks. Are they the same as the Spectrum? They are, aren't they? But looks quite different to the Spectrum. I'm red this time. And the sound is even worse. Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? Oh, we actually changed the pitch of the engine noise there momentarily. Bizarre choice to just have a constant drone. It's not responding to how quick I'm going at all. The tone is exactly the same whether I'm pressing the fire button or not. Now, interestingly, that's one of the things that the ST conversion doesn't have. One of the brilliant bits of sound design for the arcade original is that when you're accelerating, the pitch of the engine noise is always rising. Even though your car has a very set speed and probably accelerates to it within a second, the pitch of the engine noise slowly increases just to make you feel like you're going faster and faster and faster as you hold the accelerator, which is really, really good. It really adds to the feel of the game. Okay, so what are my impressions here in the Amstrad version? It's a little bit slow. It's a bit pedestrian. But the control is nice. It seems a lot easier to control than the Commodore and Spectrum versions. And the collisions are pretty much identical to the Spectrum. Or are they? No, they're not. They do feel kind of halfway between the Commodore's weird, unpredictable bouncing and then the Spectrum's kind of getting stuck on the wall and just waiting basically for the car to stop reacting to the collision so that you can continue driving. And it's also got that thing from the Spectrum where if you repeatedly hit the same part of the wall, it turns you 180 degrees, which, oh no, that's really bad. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, and you can't drive off until your helicopter's disappeared off the screen. That's not good. Oh dear. So yeah, the collisions in some ways are the worst of both worlds. Let's see what the other tracks are like. Are we in? Okay, we we failed at that one, but hey. And here we've got the closing gates again, which is cool to see. And again, the drifting, sliding mechanic from the ST version is absent. To be honest, I think... Nice to see the whirlwind spins you. But to be honest, I think the real letdown on this version is the sound. It just... I mean, silence would be better. This weird low-pitched drone just has the opposite effect of what an engine noise should be in a driving game. The engine noise should add to the feeling of speed. This just sounds so mind-numbing and tedious. Unbelievable. The driving itself is decent, you know, it controls really nicely. It's a little bit slower than I would like it to be. I think if they'd have gone the Commodore route of just having 3 cars on the screen and just kept the frame rate and speed up a little bit more, it would be more enjoyable. But the difficulty feels a bit more balanced here. You know, these early... Seriously, literally the only time that horrible drone noise stops is when you're not moving. Bizarre. But yeah, as I was saying, the difficulty seems a bit better balanced here. As in, you know, this early go around is nice and easy. You can make a few mistakes and still get away with it, which is as it should be really this early on in the game. Interesting, the car did that bizarre sudden stop even though I didn't hit anything, so I'm guessing this game shares a lot of its code with the Spectrum version. Very interesting. Okay, the multiple gate track. Let's see if the gates behave in the same way. Nice. This part of the track here seems a lot tighter on the Amstrad. Not waiting for that door. Will I get through this one? Yes. Let's get the spanner. Well, I seemed to touch the spanner, but it didn't count for some reason. Again, this is the door that's worth waiting for. Oh, the others are not. That sound is... I mean, I'm sure it's bad enough for you guys just listening to this, but it's just drilling into my head through my headphones. I think I'm gonna have to stop playing, or at least take these headphones off or something. It's really uncomfortable. No, come on, let's stick with it. I want to see all the tracks at least. Again, same as the Spectrum, this track missing that bit at the top. Definitely feel the drone cars are getting faster. Whoa. What am I crashing into there exactly? Weird. Yeah, so all of a sudden it looks like the drone cars are now keeping pace, which is cool. A bit of a difference in the whirlwind I've noticed in the 8-bit versions. Obviously the Commodore one you could still steer, which was weird, but in the Spectrum and Amstrad versions, after the spinning is finished, you're still pointing in the direction you were before you got hit it. Oh. Again, it's the collisions that are a bit annoying. have made far too many mistakes in this track though. I'm happy to concede I deserve to lose that. So there you go, the Amstrad version. It probably would be the best version if it wasn't slow and for that horrible noise that's constantly going on in the background. How bizarre. Anyway, we're going to try. Hang on, I need my controller. There's one more version to try, and it is the Nintendo version, the NES version. So let's give that a go, shall we? Now, as is usual with the Nintendo, with any conversion of any game, it's entirely doing its own thing here. Hang on, it's gone a bit big, hasn't it? Let's go. What should we do? Let's go this one. All right, now we can see the whole screen. As is usual with the... Hang on, bear with me. As is usual with the Nintendo version of any game, it just does its own thing. It's not paying any attention to how it was done on other systems whatsoever, and it's completely different. I mean, it's the same game ostensibly, but you'll see, it's just very, very different. Okay, my pad does not seem to be working. Okay, we're in. Wrong button. And instantly, it feels entirely different. Definitely don't feel like a Formula 1 car anymore. I am slipping and sliding all over the track. I think this would be better off as like a rally game or something, the way it handles. But it's fast, it's kinetic, it's responsive, it's fun. That's cool. But yeah, it feels totally different. Completely different music as well. You gotta love it. Gotta love the Nintendo conversions. They're always a little bit different, aren't they? Let's go faster. I really don't need to go faster. I should have picked traction. So yeah, like in the ST version, you start... Oh, I went right through the hurricane there. It didn't actually do anything. Does the hurricane work on this version? It's off the track now, I can't... Oh, I might be able to test it out here. Okay, red got spanned by it. Huh. Weird. Maybe the collision's just a bit off on it. Or maybe it's being kind to me. There we go, okay. Oh yeah, definitely works. But yeah, the ST version, you let go of accelerate and then you drift into the corners quite nicely. This version you seem to drift more when accelerating, which is, I was going to say realistic. There's nothing to do with realism in Super Sprint, is there? But I suppose that's more realistic, isn't it? That power would cause you to oversteer. But it's nice. It's really the engine, the physics engine here is completely different, but it's consistent and it's intuitive. This track's a little more like the arcade version. I think we could do with the corners being a little bit more extreme to be a bit more of a test of driving skill, but the collisions with other cars are quite nice in this version. The other cars definitely feel solid when you come into contact with them. You can even wrestle with them around the corners, which is cool. And I just properly bounced off red there. That never happens in the ST version. Alright, this is a really good version of Super Sprint. It's almost not Super Sprint. It doesn't drive in any way like Super Sprint. But I mean, the tracks are obviously Super Sprint. But having said that, I mean, not Last Track, the track before was an entirely new invention, wasn't it? And this one, oh my word. Is that a shortcut? Yes. Okay. I felt sure that I was going to explode then, but didn't. It makes me wonder if there are any explosions in this version of the game. Oh, traction has made my car feel really weird. Don't like it. You have to be so careful through that shortcut. I'm not entirely sure that it's worth it. Oh, there's an explosion. Cool. But no helicopter. Am I doing more laps on this track than the others? It does seem to be going on a bit longer. There we go. So what other surprises do you have in store for us then, Nintendo? I quite like the little ditty. The original ones, there's multiple of them, so it doesn't quite get as repetitive, but why am I going faster? I really don't need to go faster. Okay, now this track is a lot closer to the arcade version than we saw on the other 8-bit machines, and it has the shortcut, although you don't jump over it like you do in the arcade and ST version. You just drive through it. But still, there was also seemed to be some control over the spin as well that I had on the oil slick there. Oof, that was weird. It seemed to explode, respawn, and slip backwards into the oil slick again. That oil slick is not nicely placed for my racing line, I can tell you that much. Difficulty seems nice as well. It's nice and easy to start with. Okay, this track is mostly the same, but then there's no gate. Does that mean the Nintendo version has no gates at all? I mean, why wouldn't you put a gate in there if you'd bothered to code them? Thinking there's no gates on this version. That's a bit of a shame. Oh, the track is also a lot more closed off, a lot less open in that looping section. Okay, one more lap. Ooh. And collisions are definitely not as punishing as they are on the 8-bit micros. I do like this Nintendo version. As different as it is really playable, really nice. Okay, and this track is, I mean, it's a little bit different. The way the loops, the loops seem slightly offset. Oh, collisions with other cars are going to become a bit more of a factor as they get quicker, eh? Oh, that oil slick there is going to mess me up. Oh, Whirlwind, do me a favour there. Oh, it's twice I've crashed into that same bit. Hang on, you cheated there, White. White cheated. Surely that lap doesn't count. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway because Red's going to beat me. Oh. Yes! Alright, it's on. Just watch the Whirlwind. No! Oh! Oh, that was so close. Okay, so that's what Super Sprint's about. Normally it comes much later for me. On the SD version it takes me a couple of run-throughs of all the tracks before I get to the point where my heart's pounding. But that definitely achieved it there. Because the drone cars get to the point where they're so quick, they punish you for each little mistake. And they're breathing down your neck. And of course, when things are getting nervy, you make more mistakes. Nice to see here you got the traffic cones as well. But yeah, no gates. And obviously the ST version has those little poles that come up and down that are not in the Nintendo version. So quite a different version, and feels very different here on the Nintendo, but still lots and lots of fun. Okay then, so to sum up, we had the Commodore 64 version that the controls were really nice, really tight, really responsive. Something weird with the perspective of how the car rotates that feels a little bit off on the Commodore version, and the collisions with the sides are just horrific. They're so punishing and unpredictable on the Commodore 64 version that it almost makes it no fun. Almost. It's still a decent game. I think if all you had was the Commodore version, you'd happily play it. Then on the Spectrum version, we had a much tighter game, much closer in the way it controls to the ST version. Seems like limitations means that the tracks have to be a little bit different, but we do get the opening and closing gates, and the hazards and things are all present and correct. The collisions are a little bit better than the Commodore 64, but still overly punishing for me, making the game a lot more difficult and niggly and frustrating than it needs to be. And then on the Amstrad, it's kind of got the worst of both worlds with the collisions. Sometimes they're unpredictable like the Commodore. Sometimes you get jammed into the wall like you do on the Spectrum. But again, like the Spectrum, it has all of the tracks. It's got the hazards and everything. But the huge problem with the Amstrad version is the sound. Oh, that drone. It's just so horrible. It really sucks the fun out of the game. And then the Nintendo version, which is, it may as well be called something else, because it's the only similarity it seems to have to Super Sprint is the tracks. Some of the tracks, at least, are the same. But I tell you what, it is a good game. It's really fun to play. The physics of the gameplay, how quick it is, the way you zip around the corners. Not much like an F1 car, more like a rally car, but it's lots and lots of fun and really enjoyable. So there you go. I'm quite pleased. Now, when we played International Karate Plus on different systems, I was amazed by how similar they were to the ST, and therefore how good they were. It's not quite the same here. Each version seems to have its compromises and its problems, but I can imagine having tons of fun with any of those versions if they were the one that I was stuck with. So yeah, anyway, really enjoyed that, guys. If you've played Super Sprint across any system, then please let me know your experiences of it. Which version do you think is the best? Is there a version that you just wouldn't play? Or anyway, just let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed watching that. I certainly enjoyed making it. See you next time.